The Russian economy is currently described as holding on but is definitively slowing down after 2 years of significant growth fueled by extensive budgetary spending. Key indicators show a sharp deceleration. While GDP growth was above 4% in the past year, expectations for 2025 are for barely 1% growth, or even less. This cooling is attributed to a natural economic sequence where high inflation, caused by government spending, forced the central bank to increase the base interest rate. Despite the slowdown, real incomes continue to grow, primarily due to a severe labor shortage exacerbated by the demands of the military. However, other critical areas are declining. Credit, lending, and consumer spending are all down. Industrial production is stagnated, with almost no growth, a situation that now even extends to the military production sector. To address a significant budgetary gap, the government is implementing widespread tax increases for the coming year, including a higher value-added tax, VAT, and more taxes on small and medium-sized businesses, which will increase the cost of living and state services for Russian citizens. Russia has managed to circumvent many technological sanctions, but the latest U.S. sanctions against its two largest oil companies, Rosneft and Lukoil, are having a tangible impact. The primary effect is not a direct U.S. embargo but the hesitation of Russia's main oil buyers, India, Turkey, and especially China, who are pausing purchases due to fears of American secondary sanctions. This has widened the discount on Russian oil, reducing revenue. However, Kandor, a senior fellow at the Center for European Policy Analysis, believes this is likely a temporary lull, anticipating that China will find ways to accommodate sanctioned Russian oil, similar to its approach with Iranian oil. While oil companies will be hurt, affecting their future investment in new and existing fields, the federal budget is somewhat insulated as it taxes based on production volume and global prices, not company revenue. There has been no fundamental shift in resource allocation away from the military. While nominal military spending for the next year is slightly reduced, this is offset by increased spending on national security, keeping overall security expenditure almost flat. Kandor suggests the military economy has reached its capacity and cannot grow further regardless of funding. On public perception, while there are no signs of revolt, there is a growing sense of war weariness and a prevalent feeling that life, which was relatively good for the past 2 years, is now deteriorating due to the economic pressures. For the first time, Russia has begun selling physical gold from its reserves. Kandor interprets this not as a sign of crisis, but as a technical move. With its liquid reserves limited to gold and Chinese yuan after sanctions, the central bank is reluctant to deplete its yuan, which is needed to stabilize the exchange rate. Selling gold domestically, as Russian gold is sanctioned internationally, allows the government to balance its books without touching its foreign currency reserves. In conclusion, the Russian economy is in a period of significant stagnation with growing weaknesses, but it is not on the brink of collapse. The government is managing through higher taxes and the continued though challenged sale of oil. When asked if these economic troubles could pressure Putin into being more flexible in peace negotiations, Kandor is skeptical. He assesses that the Kremlin views these problems as manageable and not immediate enough to force a compromise. The difficulties primarily affect the average Russian citizen rather than the state's machinery. Therefore, from an economic standpoint, the analysis suggests that Putin and the Kremlin believe they still have time to continue their current course without making significant concessions.